we brought Dell in as a partner on the CRADA in order to support some of the DDIL. Pretty much, pretty much what it stands for is like whenever there's like having compute power whenever all of your internet is out and you're operating in the middle of nowhere. As part of the CRADA, we did two things. Like we 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 proved out or we showed the feasibility of using our XDT twin to be able to pair physics based modeling with the semantic knowledge in order to have triggers with the semantic knowledge to identify failure modes, right? The value that they ended up seeing out of it is the ability to identify known and unknown failure modes in the potential of being able to identify future planning for maintenance overhauls on where sensors need to be at. That's the value that they end up seeing directly out of our XDT. That's E3S. The part that we brought Dell in on is to give our technology someplace to live, like a compute the hardware for it to live. And Dell has a really good uh, um, hardware ecosystem where they're able to answer to that edge compute problem in that DDIL. So Dell actually gave us a some hardware in order to test this out on. We we now have that in the hands of the Navy. We're going to be getting into conversations around the cyber side of it as well. Like how do you do the life cycle management of that hardware and get it to a point where the items on it is able to go through the appropriate authorization to live on board ship. Um, other things other things that we ended up talking around was how we can take this capability and pair it with big Navy initiatives. Um, pair it with big Navy initiatives whenever it comes to maintenance, repair, overhaul, um, as well as other DoD components as well. Like the same capability of showing that this is start gets into bullet number two, where our XDT capability shows the CBM plus problem, like, hey, here's the actual issue from a maintenance standpoint that needs to be fixed now or needs to be fixed in the future, to the ERP capability of being able to see full fleet uh, visualization of where parts are, how whether they're in depot, whether they've been need to be acquired, all of that stuff. So all of the parts that end up going into the maintenance and overhaul capability.